Hi guys, this is Sean Frith with SF Communities. We're in one of our houses and we're in the master bedroom. And anybody that knows SF Communities knows that we give great master bedrooms and we use our space to give great ambiance. We give sitting rooms and great closets and things like that. And one of the reasons is we utilize spaces in the house for our efficiencies, like the finished rooms over garage, sometimes called a frog. And one of the things that we do, and we're out talking about today, is about the quality of building homes. We've been in attics, we've talked about the outside with our zip systems, our slabs, and things that we're doing that are very quality, high quality items. But one of the things that there's sometimes a misconception, and we want to make sure that we're providing accurate information to our home buyers so they can understand what it is that we're doing and how the codes work and so on and so forth. So if you stand back, I'm going to kind of illustrate a couple of things so that we can show customers and explain to customers how all this works. We are over the garage in this house, and the garage is probably somewhere in here and extends, garages are about 400 square feet, so they're 20 by 20. And a lot of times home builders will use the areas of the garage to get space, use big rooms, use a lot of closets and things like that. In the past, it used to be an issue where sometimes there was a difference between temperatures over these frogs, or so-called frogs, finished rooms over the garage. There's been a lot of things that have changed some of that. But one of the things is understand that anything that is below a garage where you have living space is called a hot wall or a hot floor and is required to have insulation in it, okay? So if that is a garage below us here, we would be required to have insulation under the floor, okay? So as you move into this closet here, you have things that you call knee walls. So this wall here, basically, you have the roof that's coming down here, and behind this, you have a space that's open that is not finished. And so behind this wall, you're required to have an air barrier, but on the ground, so as this floor extends over, and if you cut a hole in here and you're looking into that wall, that is above, that is not called heated or a hot wall. That's called unconditioned space. So there is no requirement to have insulation on there. The only requirement that we have is we have to have insulation running up this wall, and we have to have insulation up here. And so you have to have an air barrier, and that's the zip system, the solar board that we use. And this air barrier is just simply for air drafts, and also is another way to hold the insulation up so it's not falling down. But this area here inside this room where this carpet is all under the garage, and all of this is insulated. So anything that is outside of heated and air space is not required to have insulation. There's a misconception with that. But one of the things that you get is the low-E windows, the insulation, now the air barrier that's come across in the last couple years. These things really help us controlling the temperature much better in here. The Sears on a heating and air unit has improved. Like I said, some of the things that we're going to talk about and we'll get into in a different illustration, but with our Advantech, the whole house basically has an air barrier, and it's sealed with the tape that we use. So again, we find out through air duct tests how our leakage or loss of what they call R value, and that's the transfer of temperature, and ours routinely are in the 4 to 5 range, and you have to have 7 to pass. So anything below that is considered superior, and it is a requirement today to have these leakage tests, and so we are far superior. And by putting the radiant barriers in the roof with the NOR board, solar board, and using this Advantech and a lot of these things, and we've got, if you go to their websites, you'll see that they're far superior than what the normal products that are used in our market. So SF chooses to use these things because they are superior, and we want to make sure that the building of our houses are superior. So thank you so much.